Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about Japanese music. So for those of you who already listen to it, you'll know a lot of the artists I'm going to be talking about. But for those that don't listen to it, please give it a try. I think you'll appreciate it. It's surprisingly good. One of the things I like most about it is the fact that because I don't understand the lyrics yet, you see the voice as an instrument, if that makes sense. Like when you listen to the song, you're not just listening to the lyrics, you're actually listening to the new instrument added to the song, and I like that. It's pretty cool. So, favourite artists. I've been fortunate enough to see quite a few of my favourite Japanese artists in concert in London. It's a pain that they only ever go to London, but you can understand why from their point of view. It's just easier for them, it would be more cost effective and probably have a biggest audience. I'll start with the people that started it all for me. Years ago, one of my good friends told me about, he said, is this a guy or a girl? You know, sort of messing about on the internet. And that was my first experience of Mana. Mana was the guitarist and sort of creator of Malice Miser, who are a fantastic band, really, really good. Unfortunately, they disbanded back in 2001. And they went through 3 different stages with 3 different lead singers. Tetsu was the first one, and he was really cool. They had a strange sort of, like, a proper Visual Kei feel to them back then. The second one was Gackt, who a lot of you should know, and if you don't, you've not been following anything else I do. But Gackt is brilliant. He's another one of my favourite artists, but I'll get to him later. And then the third and final lead singer was Klaha, who seems to have just disappeared. Don't know why. From Malice Miser, Mana went on to do a band called Modis Moore, who are really good. They're a lot heavier than Malice Miser were, because they had more of a melodic, almost classical, symphonic kind of feel to it, which is really, really good. I like that a lot. In fact, my favourite album of all time, which is very hard for somebody to say because there's so many albums, and someone like me has lots of different kind of tastes, but my favourite album is Marvels by Malice Miser. It's just every song, it's just a breathtaking album. Give that a listen. But yeah, from Malice Miser, as I say, Gackt was the lead singer of the second era, and the best era. He went on to enjoy really hugely successful solo career. He's still going now, still going strong. I've been lucky enough to see him live. He had a project called the Yellow Fried Chickens last year. I didn't get to see them live, but apparently the gig wasn't that great anyway. But I did enjoy the album. A lot of people don't like it, but I enjoyed it. And I suppose that's what's important, isn't it? Now, my first Japanese gig I went to was Daring Grey for my 21st birthday. It happened to fall exactly on my 21st birthday. I thought I need to go to this gig, and it was in Liverpool, which isn't far from here. So I was just incredibly lucky to go. It was part of the Kerrang tour, when the Relentless Energy Drink tour, whatever they called it, in 2009. The only downside to the night was that Bring Me the Horizon were going to be playing, who I hate. I think they were awful, to put it nicely, but you know, everyone's got their own opinions, but mine is I don't like them. And anyway, I got there and I found out that they weren't going to be playing due to illness. That made me happy. So Daring Grey's set was extended. Very happy. So yeah, I went there, and I even got to meet Dai after the gig, the guitarist. And they don't normally do signings and stuff like that. They're not a very social band. But it was just brilliant, because I think I may be the only one in the world who has a signed 21 badge by Dai from Daring Grey. If anybody else has got one, please tell me, because I'm really curious. I'd like to think I'm the only one, because I can't imagine it being the scenario that comes up very often. Yeah, can you see? Signed by Dai from Daring Grey. Very happy birthday. So yeah, that was a really, really cool day. And from then on, I just got the Japanese gig bug. It's such a good environment to be in. And since then, I've seen one of my other absolute favourite Japanese artists, Miyavi, who is fantastic. I absolutely love his work. Every single album he does, he reinvents himself. He discovers new techniques. He learns new styles, throws it all in different ways, and he experiments. I think that's important in music. I don't think enough people experiment with music at all. I think it's always stick to the formula, pump it out. Here's a new album, sell 1 billion copies, pump out a new one. and then when you start to fail a bit, then just, I don't know, pump out a greatest hits album or something. But Miyavi just reinvents every time, and it's fantastic. I got shown a video of him in college, Selfish Love, and it was the intro for that, which just, I thought straight away, wow, this guy's got talent, because he specialises in something called acoustic slapping, which, you know, it sounds kind of like being slapped in a big empty room, but it's not. It's just kind of like slap bass, but on an acoustic guitar. It's really, really good. I'll link that in the bottom because it's a great video. Everyone needs to watch it. Miyavi, I got to see him twice. I've missed his first world tour because I couldn't go then, but I managed to go to his second and third. And I'm just waiting for a new one. I'm dying to go to a gig soon. I also managed to get to see Disperse Ray, who were one of my favourite bands. Unfortunately, they've now disbanded due to the lead singer's throat problems. But he's still active in the sense of he's doing a fashion range and stuff like that, but unfortunately no more music from them. But the Microhead 4Ns now exist, who are based on a couple of people from Disperse Ray. Because I actually had tickets to go and see Michael Jackson in London. And obviously he passed away. So it just so happened I couldn't really cancel the hotel and the train, so it turns out Disperse Ray were playing the next day in London, so we went there, and it was brilliant, really, really good gig, and I'm glad I went because, like I said, they're one of my favourite bands and they're now disbanded, so can't see them again. Another band that I like is called Rentrée en Soi, which, again, were disbanding bands. I learned about these the day after they broke up, which is just typical. I was listening to a Japanese music podcast, and a song came on, because this is why I was listening to it, to try and find new music, and the song came on, and I thought, this is brilliant, what is it? So listen carefully. And then it finishes and the guy goes, that was Rentrée en Soi, and unfortunately yesterday they disbanded. And it was a full-on facepalm moment. But, you know, I went and listened to all the music, and then I was lucky enough last year to go to a concert which featured Satsuki, who's the lead singer of Rentrée en Soi, and Kaya. I got to see both of them at the same concert. I'd never heard of Kaya before, and I really like him now. So that's good. I learned another new artist that I like. Kaya seems to be quite extravagant, but still very good. This is a confusing point for a lot of people. In a lot of Japanese bands, especially visual kei bands, a lot of the men dress like women. Now this isn't just sort of like transvesticism. It's just more of a case of the music's elegant, so they dress elegantly, if that makes any kind of sense. And Kaya is the only artist who I think just pretty much is a drag queen, but in a good way, very entertaining. You know, just I don't know, there's something different about Kaya, which I still really like. It just kind of, it might be the electro music, I don't know. But anywho, that leads me on to another group called Versailles, who are stunning. They are brilliant, really, 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 really good. I'd sort of call them like a modern day Malice Miser. And again, unfortunately, I've gone on temporary hiatus as of December. And I say that because Kamijo, the lead singer, recently confirmed Versailles will be back, so that's always good. And he's going to be doing some solo work this year. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, because he's a brilliant vocalist. I mean, he was a roadie for Malice Miser back in the day, and he learnt a lot from Gact, and you can tell in his vocal ability, it's really strong. Another one of my favourite Japanese bands, who one of the first ones I heard as well, is the Gazette, who I absolutely love. I think they are brilliant, and I'm dying for them to come to England so I can go to a gig. Their last album, Division, was just brilliant. They're another band who kind of change their style when it comes to albums. They don't change it as drastically as somebody like Miyavi would, but they still change it quite a bit. I remember when Toxic came out, a lot of fans weren't happy because their style changed quite a bit, but that's what bands are supposed to do. If a band isn't progressing, you should stop listening to them, because they're just, I don't know, it's the idea of the music is to show the expression and to show the creativity, and if you're not being expressive or creative, then you might as well just go put Bieber on or something, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense if you're not going to try. When Division came out, that was a brilliant mix of, it still had a slight, it was sort of chopped up, it was brilliant into kind of two halves, whereas you have the sort of Gazette, J-Rocky, Visual Kei kind of feel part, and then you'd have the sort of Toxic, almost, at times almost dubsteppy kind of style. But it worked, it was brilliant, and I love it. So I really hope they come and tour over here so I can go and see them. Because the environment at a Japanese gig is, I've been to quite a few concerts in my life, and I've never been to one, before the Japanese ones, I'd never been to one that would be so friendly and such a feeling of just almost camaraderie, if you know what I mean, amongst the bands. There's L'Arc-en-Ciel as well. I went to see them in London, the first ever show in Europe, and it was unbelievable. It was a hell of a night. For some reason, when I very first heard L'Arc-en-Ciel years ago, I wasn't overly keen, but I think it's because they might have a slight U2-ish feel to them, and I hate U2. But I listened to them again about a year later and I love them. They're brilliant, I really do like them. And there's Fact as well, I really like them. Got to see them in Manchester. I'd never heard of them, but it was a £6 gig and it was local, so I thought I'd give it a go. I turned up and there weren't that many people there, but it's still a really good show. It's not just Visual Kei that I listen to Japanese stuff, I listen to a few things, but weirdly another one of my favourite groups is a hip hop group called Lip Slime. They're really good. I know you're probably thinking hip hop, say why now, but it's really, really good. And I've said that a million times so far. Oh well. What can I say? I appreciate things. I watch videos from another YouTuber called Tico Sam. It's brilliant. I'll link him at the bottom as well. He mentioned Rip Slime once or twice. And I'd heard of them because of Gantz. It's one of my favourite mangas and I read that. And they do the theme for the anime. So I thought I'll give them a listen. And I found a song called Joint. And I watched a video for it. And it is brilliant. It's such a great tune. It's so upbeat, and I thought if all the music's like this, I'll give them a good chance. So I got their 2005 album Good Job, which is sort of a best of up until then, because they were still constantly evolving, and every single song on there I love. It's brilliant. So it's kind of like, you know, when you listen to some songs like kind of like Will Smith's Summertime, everybody always says, oh, that makes me feel like it's summer, or it's, you know, it's nice weather, or whatever. You always associate that kind of happy feeling with that song. Well, it's like every single Rip Slime song on the Good Job album does that to me, and I'm not sure why. It just has that upbeat, positive vibe to it. I feel like I may have banged on for a bit too long about this stuff, and I apologise. What are your guys? What are your guys' favourite bands? How did you get into Japanese music? Do you even listen to it? If not, give it a try and maybe do a video response. Let me know what you think. If you're not sure where to start, drop me a line, give me a message or something, and I'll suggest bands. If you tell me what kind of band you like at the moment, I can suggest something that'd be similar in style, you know, to sort of help you progress to the even better music. Just let me know. What do you guys listen to? What are your favourites? Have you seen them in concert? Were you at any of the concerts I've talked about? Until next week, I'll see you soon, and get listening to good music. I'll be asking questions next week, so you need to know answers. No, I won't. That's mean. I can't push that kind of thing on you. It's not fair. I apologise. Anyway, bye bye.